All right, starting over again, day one. This is June 2nd on a Monday, and Friday I broke my rules, and my goal is to be consistent. My goal is to not have any incidents, and I had an incident on Friday where I didn't even start my max loss system, and as a result, I was down pretty big before I was up on the day. And I can't have that. The purpose of this exercise is to trade for 20 days with absolutely no incidents. And if there is an incident, then I have to start over. So trade 20 days without incident, focus on self control, prove consistency of emotion. So I'm basically trading myself instead of the market. Wins, losses don't matter. This is not about money, it's about monitoring emotions, recognizing triggers, and making educated choices. So a zero incident day is a winning day. And with 20 of those, I will have completed level one, and then I can move on to level two. And with each level, I'll increase my share size. So, um, in order to be worthy of trading larger share size, I need to prove that I can stay within the rules and not have incidents. That's the big thing. No incidents. So, incident free trading. So, let's take a look this morning at the gap scanner. And it looks like it's full of things. First off, SPY here. What's it doing? It's just trading inside of yesterday, but it's getting close up there, getting close to all-time highs. LYRA was the big mover this morning. Seems like it's already made its move. Had news and is now consolidating, and it's pretty expensive right now. 1 million in the 1 million in the float. Let me see here. I've got my emotional guide over here, and it's asking me how I feel right now on a scale of -10 to +10. And I'm going to put in, well, I'm going to start out with a neutral feeling of 0. All right, INM. Well, let me see here. So I'm going to put Lira on my first chart just because, it's a leading gapper and it's got news. It's higher priced, and the spreads, pretty big spreads. Big spreads. Yeah. Maybe I won't. Maybe I won't watch that. I feel like that would be hard to trade with those big spreads. Like I said, it's already made its move. It's choppy now, it's sideways, and it might break out again. But I don't know if I can manage risk with that kind of a spread. It's 26.20, 26.40. I guess it's only 20 cents. I'll watch it. We'll see. INM is the second leading gapper. And let's actually want to go back to this one here. Bunch of lines to clear out. So pre-market high, 39.58. Way, way, way up there. So it's just in that big gap, big old gap area. $32 was the gap. Big, big old gap. Man, I wonder what happened back there. That was a big drop. Okay. So INM, INMed pharmaceutical shares were up more than 200% pre-bell following Monday following a muted session. Company says its phase 3 trial of for treatment of Okay, well, whatever. It's got a low float. Pre-market high of 944. $15.70. Some great big red candles on this guy. So it's got a history of gapping up and then selling off. So I don't know. I can't seem to get a line on that. Yeah, and these days that it gapped up, not much moved to the upside and then just a big sell off. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see. INM up 155%. And it's manufacturing. It's a Chinese stock. No, it's a Canadian stock. Never mind. This one's got a higher float. It's up 63%. I mean, you know, it's nice that it can move that far. It's time to choose a number. How do I feel? I'm just trying something new. Okay, so I'm gonna freeze this for a second. IMCC. It's a cannabis stock. Boy, big long wick there. Made a big move up to 20 and is selling off now. No, I'm going to leave that one alone. BMLG, this was on watch, and it actually, wow. What time did it start making that move? At 1 o'clock. So by 4 o'clock, it's been selling off. But, you know, it could do something here. This is blue sky breakout, so, you know. Now we've got a pre-market high up at 1132. No news on this one, but certainly made some nice, impressive moves on Friday. Went from $1.29 up to $7.23. So we've got MNM. And no, I don't think that's going to, I don't think so. This one here looks like it took a round trip. It's trading below VWAP. So I'd say no on that one. FAAS. Did this one, did we too have news? On Friday it did. FAAS. It's a cheaper stock. Not a huge fan of that one. APLD, Applied Digital subscribers, signed 7 billion 15-year decanter lease agreements. It's got volume. Really, really large float. What's up here on the cheaper stocks? Looks like a round trip type of stock. Okay. Let's come back over here. We'll take a look at all this here. So the 15-minute candle here is about halfway through. This one's got some big spreads. Oh, volume 25,000. It's weird. This 1 minute time frame on TradingView looks different than the Thinkorswim one. Is this the same stock? Why does this look so different? Even this candlestick charts. So that's. Oh, okay. That's what I'm doing. I see. Okay. Look at the spread. It's a 30-cent spread. I mean, like, come on, realistically. I just don't see how I could manage risk on something like that. I'm gonna take a little starter position. Why won't it let me buy it? Oh, that's weird. What's going on? So if I put a... Huh. I wonder why my orders there are getting rejected. Opening transaction for this security must be placed with a broker. Contact us. I'm set on extended hours. Opening transaction for the security must be placed with a broker. I don't know what that means. I don't see any news on this, and it is jumping around pretty good. Yeah, that's one of those. Okay. Let me try it over here. See if this one will allow me to get in. Yeah, that one does. Let's see. So I bought this because it's down at VWAP. INM. And it's down in that fair value gap, but it's got these red ones overhead on the 1 minute. On the other hand, on the 5 minute, you've got a fair value gap in this area. 32% of it left. I think the correct spot to buy it would be down here, but then it's already pulled back quite a ways then. Got the EMA, 15 minute there. Got this previous high at 575. And we're fighting the EMA. Okay, so I just took a stop loss on that. I can feel a little bit of emotion. So I'm not going to jump in that on that touch of support. Oh, my arrows are working. Well, that's nice. Should I try to add to this one? Okay, I'm going to get rid of 32. I'm going to put this pre-market line here. 32.87. I mean, it is holding up, you know. APLD just hit my scanner. It's got volume. It's got, oh, this is the one. Let's go ahead and put this up here. This one actually came back up to the high. Okay, let's see, what are we looking at for daily levels? So it just broke through that daily. $8.90 is that next level. Let's take a shot at him here. Breakout spot is down here, 805. This one's a little easier to manage risk, and I see LYRA here. Nice move, but like I said, kind of hard to manage risk on this one. So emotionally, a little emotionally charged right now on this one here. One that I didn't wait for the pullback. I was looking at the 5 minute candle turning green, and it looked like it was maybe going to go, so I just went ahead and jumped in it. So I think maybe I'll just get out half of that. If it wants to come down to 32.14, I'll add to it. Down in that area. Okay, that was my ad spot. Sold some of it. And over here, just missed my order. I did have it up here, but I moved it down. And I feel like I need to take a break. So, yeah, I may miss some trades, but that's okay. So I've just been taking quick little wins today. I haven't really been holding, but I would like to maybe hold this one if it. I wish it would pull back a little more to 805. We're gonna have a new hourly candle in about 10 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead probably and I'm gonna sell this. Whoops. Oh, my orders are frozen up here. It's not letting me sell. And they're stuck. So something's going on with the platform right now. It's not letting me get out. You see the buttons here are grayed out. So there we go. Oops, now I'm short. Okay, there we go. That might have been a nice trade to hold. Like I said, I wanted it to come back to 805. This is a nice 2-bar pullback for a possible continuation higher. Right down into that fair value gap. It's got one on the 1 minute and on the 5 minute, and it pulled back into both of those. So, yeah, maybe that would have been the trade to hold. But I also see the hourly candle. It's going to close soon. But the 15-minute here doesn't look half bad. We've also got this pocket down in there. And it looks like We had a false breakout here on LYRA. What's this one doing? INM. So it pulled back into a fair value gap. And it formed one here in the 1 minute. Right now retesting this fair value gap up here. So now we have a third 5 minute candle. Pre-market high is up at 849. Volume is tapering down here. Oh, this one will not let me trade it. I don't know why. That's weird. So I can't trade BMGL, unfortunately. And now the one that I traded over here where I bought it down at 805, look at the bounce underway. I wish I would have held. I wish I would have held for that nice bounce. I changed my mind on that. I'm looking at the 15 or the hourly candle here. I'm like, well, you know, it could pull back. Certainly. Oops. APLD trying to prove something here. Hey, if it turns into a 5-minute uptrend, you know, that could be a good thing. Well, that would have been nice to still been holding that. It's a nice breakout. Oh, see, now that makes me feel sad. I'm going to click on, oh, there we go. So I don't think that recorded. I got in this down here. Sold way too soon. Boy, she's moving. So now we have a 5-minute uptrend. Volume is coming into it. Got a new 1-minute candle. Ooh, big stop loss there. I'm not opposed to getting back in it though. Volatility. I still don't think it's a bad idea. But my share size, I think, is too big. Oh, I don't know why. What? Oh, I forgot that my max loss is actually negative 20. Okay, I better get out of this. I don't want any incidents today. So I'm out. Oh man, that's too bad. I was thinking for so long my max loss has been negative 50, and uh, so I was, I'm looking and I'm seeing, well, I'm only down, 17 or whatever. I didn't think I was anywhere close, so that's why I kept on taking stabs at that. I really thought this thing was going to bounce back up. So my share size was okay, but I don't know. I don't know. I kind of thought this thing maybe was gonna take off, keep going, 5 minute trend change, and it still could, because that was my thought. Volatility. We've been seeing a lot of that lately. Well, you'll see something pull back more than you thought it should, only to turn around and go right back up again. And I wouldn't be surprised to see that happen on this one. You can see on the 1 minute time frame here, it doesn't look bad at all versus, the 10-second chart looked really bad. Um, after this pullback, you got a 5 minute higher low. Need a higher high and need to hold it though. So, um, I don't feel awful today. I feel like I did good. I mean, I was taking trades and selling quick. And the my one regret was over here on APLD when I got in down here at 805 that I didn't hold for that bounce because that would have been a really nice win. Yeah, I guess overall I'm not disappointed with my day. It's too bad I lost track of my max loss, and I'm not considering that to be a malfunction, or it just I completely forgot that my max loss was 20 and not 50. So I think I would have slowed down if I had remembered that. I don't know, taking shots at it while it was dropping. I don't necessarily think that was a bad thing. I mean, I've done that plenty of times in the past and had it work out. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Maybe I did chase it a little bit. Let me see. I should be able to see some of my trades. Yeah, here we go. So I can see where I got in it down here and sold it up there. So this would have been a nice trade to hold. It pulled back into towards the bottom of that fair value gap. I bought the break down below this. Looks like I bought it here too. So I think I bought it, must have held it and then added to it here. Sold half. Yeah, I think that's what I did. And then sold the rest up there. So, and that in itself was a pretty nice trade. I was disappointed that I didn't hold that. And maybe off of some of that disappointment, but that's why I got in up here so high. But the other part of it was I thought maybe this fair value gap was going to hold and we were going to see continuation of that 5 minute. Um, and then I added here and then got stopped out. So that ended up making my stop loss too close. Got back in it. I was using market orders. I call them market orders. You can't really use market orders pre-market, but the way I have it, Thinkorswim lets you do a key combination that lets you get in and out really quick, just like market orders. But the problem is I wasn't getting filled on the bids when I was buying. I was getting filled between the spread or maybe even at the ask. So while this was dropping down, I was probably getting filled much higher than I wanted. Should have been using limit orders. But it was happening pretty quick. So got in here, got stopped out, got in again, got stopped out, got in again, got stopped out. And actually this is when my max loss got triggered, and I didn't realize it, and then ended up selling, see, here and there. Oh wait, I got in here again? I don't think so. That's some kind of mistake. Oh, and it didn't end up giving us a good move there. So it's still bouncing around, looking like it might roll over. 15 minute, yeah. On the 15 minute, on the 5 minute here, I'm looking for that 5 minute, higher low and higher high. But no follow through means zoom out. Something else is happening, and if you zoom out, you say, okay, well, we're looking for a 15-minute lower high on this. And if this is the best the bulls can do for a bounce, then that's not saying much for the bulls on this. For a second there, it looked like it was going to do something, and I took a shot. APLD, you dirty dog. Look at it go. How badly do I wish I would have held this 805. I wouldn't have held it up into here, but that would have been nice. 5 minute consolidation into that fair value gap, finding the 9 EMAS support, and now looking back up at 849. Well, that's going to be my trading day. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at this here. That sucks. I'm not going to get to trade the open. That's what I'm most disappointed about. I hate it when my trading ends early because of max loss. Because I like trading. It's fun. It's nice to... So today, I am down on day one, 1737. I hit a high of 1628. Daily goal is 20, so I was almost there. And my low, of course, is negative 1737. So my first candle of this level 1 is red. But that's not the most important thing. Let me see here. The most important thing of all is my state of mind. That's what I'm trying to track. So throughout my trading this morning, I've been tracking my emotions, how I feel. So I started out feeling pretty neutral, I'd say, for the most part. I wasn't too tired. I wasn't feeling cloudy in my mind. I wasn't feeling scared. I wasn't really feeling happy necessarily. I was just kind of like neutral. So I put a 0 for that. And at the height of my day, out of 1 to 10, I felt a 3. And it says my low was a -5, which isn't too bad. even considering I took that loss, it didn't really make me feel that bad. And at the end of the day, I felt a 4. So I'm red on my emotions too. Which would be expected. This is my first time doing this. I'm trying to track my state of mind and compare it against my profit. I don't know what it's going to tell me. Just doing it just because, thought it might be something cool to do. All right, so that is day 1. So 20 days without incident. I feel like I did a good job today. Normally when I'm jumping in on a stock that's dropping and I keep it trying to get in and keep trying to get in, it's usually out of anger. But this time it wasn't. It wasn't. I just felt like this was one of those that was going to see that quick move right back up, and so I kept trying it. I don't know. Hindsight, maybe I shouldn't do that. I'll have to think about that. I've had it work out in the past. Let's see. So this one here is looking pretty good. Oh, well, good news is I get to go to bed early. Okay, that's it.